Welcome back to Sass with Cass. How are you guys? I hope you are so well. Thank you for tuning in to this episode and joining me here. I hope you're having the most beautiful day, morning, evening, night, wherever you are. My name's Cass Grod. I'm your host. And I honestly was just... So I fucking sit on this chair and it's so creaky. Like, just stop being creaky, please. I was actually just like knees deep, balls deep in work and creating so much, and I feel like I have been, sorry, I just ate a caramel slice, and like, you know, when you eat something a little bit phlegmy and it kind of like phlegms you up, if that happens to anyone else, I don't know, it happens to me. So I feel like in this last week, I have really hit a new stride when it comes to creating and creative energy. And I wanted to jump on the mic in classic Cass fashion, which is fully unscripted, fully unplanned, fully unprepared, and just my total soul channeled thoughts, which is how I operate best. But I wanted to share this because it's hugely helped me. It's hugely transformed my life. And I'm kind of just hoping that sharing it could strike a chord with you or with anyone else listening. And what we're talking about today is connecting to your soul and disconnecting from strategy. So quite a big and important topic. And what I really mean by that is creating from the heart, creating from your truth, creating from your authentic energy, and disconnecting from creating what everyone else is, putting out what everyone else is, trying on to other people's success formulas to emulate their success when it isn't designed for you. And I'm speaking particularly to the people today as those of us that are burnt out. So if you feel burnt out, if you feel disconnected from your creativity, if you feel like ideas aren't coming through, if you feel like you're pushing a ball uphill and getting absolutely nowhere, if you feel like you're trying everything, if you feel like you're throwing shit at the wall and just seeing what sticks, number one, firstly, I fucking feel you. I feel you. And this conversation is very, very, very much for you. So here's what's happened. I've popped my head up like a little mole rat, bing bong, I'm out in the air, I'm out of the woods. And I've realized that particularly over the last 5 years, from 2020 till about 2025, I've fallen into a trap of becoming obsessed with image, becoming obsessed with looks, the look and feel of something, the marketing of something, and I found myself in this career of influencing, brand partnerships, marketing, and modeling, and I've really enjoyed that. There's so much I've taken from that. It worked for me. I've definitely seen success in it, but it didn't feel 100% fulfilling. And I was pulling myself up on it and really reflecting on when I did my first 2 books, Bully and Darling. If you don't know, I've written 2 books. I used to be a writer. Well, I'm still a writer, of course, but I used to be like very much a writer all the time, every day. I had a page called Quotes with Cass. I am not kidding. That page in those books are probably the most successful thing I've ever done in my life. Like, to this day, people come up to me and talk about them. Like, you know, yesterday I had a customer and she came in to me and she's like, I've read your books, you know? And when I tell you, I created those 2 books and that Instagram page with no strategy, guys. Like, with no plan, with no experience, literally screenshotting raw words I was writing off my phone, like genuinely just in this state of full soul creativity. And I kind of had this moment where I realized, wow, not only is that the most success, most recognition, most money I've ever received from something, which is all the materialistic stuff, that is the most inflow, nourished, magnetic, and actually like me thing I've felt ever out of everything I've produced. And I kind of kept coming up against this wall recently of like, I am trying everything and I'm just getting freaking nowhere. And well, I'm getting somewhere, but like, it's just slow. It's not the quantum leaps that I'm wanting to experience. And I feel like I'm creating so much and putting so much out there and it's just not hitting. And well, like it's hitting, but not as hard as I want it to. It's not like giving me the full feel of what I want it to. So I decided to commit to stopping consuming content. I know. I decided to limit my time on TikTok to 20 minutes a day max. I am so guilty of using TikTok as a bit of a brain number, like coming home from work, being really tired, being run down, jumping on TikTok and just doing an hour of scrolling. Like, I'm so guilty of that. I'm guilty when I can't sleep or my brain's humming of like picking it up and scrolling on it. And I didn't realize how much that was impacting me. So I made the decision to stop consuming on TikTok. And then I made the decision to kind of pull back from overly engaging with or analyzing short form content. So I really decided to lean into podcasts, YouTube, incredible, like, interviews with incredible creatives that I love. Beautiful, like long movies, long books, like substance, long art, like big art creative projects. And what has happened is fucking nuts. It's actually fucking nuts. My creativity has skyrocketed since making this decision. And I feel more confident putting my content out, putting the things I create out. I'm feeling like they're better received. I've had higher views on all my reels, all my content pieces since acting from just my truth and my thoughts. And it is actually almost scary how much of a difference this has been making. So anyone listening to this, if you're a creative, an artist, a business person, anything, I invite you to take the challenge to stop consuming and start creating. And my rule of thumb is I can consume equal to as much as I create, but I cannot consume more so. So if I've done an hour of creation that day, I can do an hour of consumption. And I know this is really scary, and you hear it and you go, oh my God, there's like no way I'm going to stop consuming content. But take the challenge. Take the challenge for 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days and see how you feel. Because it is just human nature that when you're constantly seeing these little videos, that your brain just wants to, it's like information overload. It's like education overload. And there is nothing else you need to learn other than you actually starting to do the thing that you are putting off doing. There is nothing else you need to learn about this. There's not another strategy video. There's not another reel. There's not another trend. There's not another piece of information from some random teacher that you need to consume. What you need to start doing is doing what your soul is here on earth to do. And there's that really famous quote, like, learning about the thing, thinking about the thing, manifesting about the thing, dreaming about the thing, planning to do the thing is not the same as doing the thing. And it is so scary to get off the seats on the side of the arena and get in the arena and start playing for real. Like, get in the arena and get blood on your face and get mud on your face and get your hands dirty. And that is where the clarity comes. And so also, if you're feeling really stuck and you're feeling like you don't know what step to take, like you're hearing all of this and you're saying, okay, Cass, like that's one thing, but I don't know where to put my time or energy, put it anywhere. Like, clarity comes from action. You can't turn a car that's standstill. So just start going in any direction. And the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to put your head up and go, cool, that wasn't the one. I'm going to pivot and keep going. But one thing's for sure, if you are obsessing over the right strategy, the right hook, the right lineup, and all you are doing is focusing on how successful something's going to be, you will not get the success that you're after. Truly, it is. I think we have a chronic problem in terms of the online community right now of disconnection to meaning. I think we are literally consuming millions of videos that are made from the place of people who are literally just wanting to get ahead, and they're not people who are wanting to share something that's actually the truth. And that is a question I just keep asking myself, is like, what is the truth? What is the truth? I wake up every day and I say to myself, like, what is the truth? And can I create and can I share and can I speak from that truth? And it's going to require you listening to your soul to get really quiet and to sit with yourself and to listen to yourself and to not numb and distract and entertain yourself out of hearing your truth. And this is what can be so scary, because sometimes we don't want to face it, but when you face it, there's the answer. Like, the greatest advice you will ever get is from yourself. There's actually nothing anyone can say, including me, that's going to help you more than your own guidance. And the real shit thing, it's not really shit, but like, the truth is, underneath all of it, you know. Like, you know the answer. You know if something's not right. You know if something's not 100%. You know if you're in the wrong job. You know if it's draining you. You know if you need to pivot. You know what you should be putting out there. You know what you're interested in. You know what lights your soul up. Like, you know. And if you think you don't, get quiet, stop consuming, stop scrolling, and ask yourself, and I can guarantee that you will find out. And even if you don't find out in this big, grand, like, blueprint plan, you will find out through a feeling. You will. You will find out. Your soul will show you. You'll realize what you want to be feeling each day compared to what you're feeling now. So the conversation we're having is actually about respecting yourself. And this is a big one. Respecting yourself and respecting who you are and respecting how you work. And I, for a really long time, have been trying to be someone I'm not. And I'll tell you who I'm not. I'm actually not very good at strategy. I'm not very planned. I'm not very organized. I'm not very like concrete, set timing, set tasks, really meticulous, back end kind of person. I'm a creative. I'm a deep rolling wave that can't be contained. And one day I wake up and I've got so many ideas for this. And the next day I wake up, I have so many ideas for that. And I just need the permission to fully lean into where my life force wants to go that day. And sometimes my life force will be so infatuated with an idea for 2 hours, and then it will pull back and go so infatuated into another idea. And I am burning myself and draining myself by putting these concrete concepts on myself of like, every day, Monday through Friday, I'm going to make a reel at 4 p.m. That has never worked for me. I cannot tell you how many fucking times I have like mapped out my week and like mapped out everything I'm going to get done and like made it all really meticulous, and I have never stuck to it for more than 2 days. Ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. Like, how many plans have you made for yourself that you've taken on? Okay, every day I'm going to do yada yada, and it never happens, bro. It never happens, bro. And so instead of trying for the 1 millionth time to map out the perfect week and hit the perfect time and make 7 reels a week and XYZ a week. No, like fucking no. Oh my God, it's almost like funny to me. No, like come back and ask yourself and ask your soul and ask the truth and be like, what do I want to share today? How do I want to show up today? How can I impact my world positively today? What's on my heart today? And when I ask myself that question every day and I answer that question, and guess what's happening? I'm posting every day. I have more ideas than ever. I have sustained energy. And then I am met with more energy because I'm sharing my truth, and then people online are reflecting that back to me, and they're entering in a conversation that's genuine. They're going, hey, you shared this, it really related to me. Like, I'm going through that too, and we're forming this really beautiful like harmony and connection, and it's real. It's actually real. It's not me just sharing ideas or things that everyone else is. And guess what's happening? I'm getting consistent. I'm turning up more consistent than any strategy, than any plan, than any concrete formula has ever made me. I've achieved all the goals that the strategy was promising me by living in alignment with my soul. And it's uncomfortable because when I first clicked into this and I first sat down and I was like, okay, well, no fucking strategy. And my brain felt so empty. I almost felt like I was like lost. Like I was like, well, what do I share today? And what do I create today? And what do I do in my business today? And, how do I not have this big, massive to-do list? And just letting myself be in the place of like raw truth seeking. And things are just pouring out of me, guys. Pouring out of me. And it's like I've unlocked a well. And I'm pretty early on in this journey, but this is why I wanted to share this today for anyone else out there, because I'm so like gobsmacked by it. I'm literally so taken back. I'm like, I've spent fucking 5 years obsessed with marketing. And then the second I'm like just being myself and not trying to put on an image and not trying to be who I'm not, it's all fucking lining up. And I think this is like, we read this information and we hear this information, but I've never really got it. Like, I feel like I've heard people say, like, be yourself. And you're just like, well, how the fuck do I be that? And you be yourself by listening to yourself. That is how you be yourself. You need to get quiet and listen to yourself and stop obsessing and looking at everyone else. Like racehorses, when they run on a track, they have blinkers around their eyes, and they have those so that they don't get distracted by the horse running next to them. And that's what you need to do. You need to put your blinkers on. You need to respect yourself. You need to sit there and think about yourself and think about, okay, how do I work? What am I actually good at? Maybe you're someone who you're like not like a soul creative like I am. You're like a real strategy person. Okay, how can I just do that? How can you just do what you do best? And how can you outsource everything else? Stop trying to do the things that you aren't good at. Like, obviously we all need to do a little bit of that. But truly, if you are burnt out, if you have chronic fatigue, if you have no creative or business inspiration, you need to ask yourself the question, where am I forcing myself to be someone that I'm not? Where am I forcing myself to be someone that I'm not? Because that burnout is a sign that you are giving and not receiving. And if you're giving something that isn't actually you, there's no way it can ever be received back to you as like your own energy, because it wasn't from the first place. So I know this conversation's nuanced, like burnout and fatigue can relate to a lot of other things. I'm kind of specifically talking about like creative and business burnout right now, just so that we're kind of clear on that. But listen to your burnout and start to create from feeling. Start to see if you can learn from people who are good at the thing that you're not good at. If you can onboard them, if you can get support, if you can help, and if you can leverage yourself into the position of being your best you. The problem I have with constant strategy is that it has a way of coming before creativity if you're not careful. And I guess what I'm really saying here in the message from this podcast is to create from the heart, create from the soul, and then if you have a strategy that you want to implement, bring it in secondly. So create like a child, edit like a scientist. Create from just raw inner child joy, and then sit back and go, okay, now I'm going to try XYZ formula. I'm going to try and edit it like this. I'm going to try and chop it up like this. Create like a child, edit like a scientist, and bring that in second. If you are in any respect sitting there and saying, I'm going to create this because I think it's going to work, it's never going to work. Like, it's so ironic. Like, if you are sitting there with 3 business ideas and you're like, oh, I think this one's going to sell, then it won't sell. Like, it's always the stuff that is just your reality. You know, whenever I've created from soul, then I've sold, right? You hear what I'm doing there? When I create from soul, then I've sold. It's literally like the word sold and soul are one and the same. And the best products, the best businesses, the best creation is always just someone's raw heart genius idea. It's never a case of like, we wanted to make a bunch of money and our business just filled this random gap. And there has to be passion behind your business or behind your creativity. There has to. If there is not passion, energy, and life force, and if you are purely just draining yourself in this burnout zone, it's not going to land. So the first way that I've really done this is by massively cutting back on consuming content, at least for the meantime. When I do consume content, I'm really trying to focus on long form content. Secondly, I'm trying to listen to people and educate myself from people who massively inspire me. Incredible creatives, incredible business people. I'm really lucky. I'm actually working with a new business coach at the moment. I'm learning so much from her and her programs. Really engaging with people who I know and trust and admire their work, and less so educating myself from any fucking random on TikTok. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you think about that, when you think about who you've taken advice from on TikTok, it's like the wild, wild west. So I'm really consuming content from people who I know, love, and trust, whose work I admire. Like, and that's the other thing. If you don't admire someone's work, why would you kind of do what they say? Like, all these people on TikTok, have you actually clicked on their page and been like, wait, do I like how you live life? Do I like how you approach things? Like, why would you take their advice if you don't? So anyway, cutting back on consumption, leaning into the people who actually genuinely inspire me. 3, removing all expectations and pressure on myself. Removing, like, beating myself up. Oh my God, I haven't posted every day. Just removing that pressure and just letting my soul be free, like giving myself energy to spread my wings and spread my creative spirit and not feel so contained and caged is another massive way that I've been doing this. And my last point that I want to tell you is, if you want to step into your creative and magnetic energy, if you want to step into flow and aura and magnetism and everything good, there is kind of one simple way to do it. And that is to become the person that you would respect. So when you're attracted to someone, when you're attracted to their energy, and this can be romantic or also just like not romantic at all, like just people who you're fascinated by and interested in, watch online or in person, pinpoint something about them that you're attracted to. Like, think about it. It can be celebrities, anyone. Think about one thing that draws you to them the most. You can make like a list of 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, 10 of them, and read through that list. So if let's say you have 5 people, you're going to have 5 short points of things you're attracted to. And from there, ask yourself, rank yourself in how much you exhibit that quality. Because we're predominantly attracted to people who we believe have something that we don't have. And often, sometimes, this is kind of interesting in relationships, if you begin to fill that trait and that quality up, you can sometimes lose attraction to the person because suddenly they're not as mystifying or magnetic. You're like, actually, I have that thing. Not all the time. I'm just hypothetically. It's just interesting. It can sometimes happen. If you want to be in your most sexual, vibrant, creative energy, become those traits, those things that you're attracted to in others yourself. And even in the tiniest way, lean into them, and you will be so captivated and magnetized by yourself, you will have no idea. So I'm going to read you some of mine because it might be interested for those learning. So this is the exercise that I just told you to do that I've done, where you write down people who you are attracted to, not necessarily physically, just interested and attracted to their energy. So I have a list of women and men, people I admire, people I inspire, people I feel inspired by, and I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. So I'm going to read you the 9 traits that I find really attractive in these different people. So I've written one for each. First, can do whatever she desires and earns from her brain. Secondly, her business revolves around her. Thirdly, freedom to travel anywhere and earn, respected deeply in their craft, feminine, powerful leadership that meets her needs, constantly driving forward with lots of energy, a household name with pure, authentic creativity, confident in their craft in a subtle but gentle way, trusts themselves, lives her total lifestyle preference, and sets her own tone and trends. So those are all things I've identified in people who I admire as to why I admire them. I now have a concrete blueprint list of exactly the traits that I now want to embody in myself and find my way to being. That is my soul's guidance. That is my soul message. I can't tell you why I'm attracted to those people. I just am. So that is my soul compass literally navigating me to what I most want, to my authenticity, to what I'm looking for. So I just think that is such a great exercise for anyone out there who wants something really practical and tangible to take away to help them connect with who they are, who their authenticity is, what their soul wants, and to their soul message. But other than that, I hope that this has been some inspiration. I hope it's been just, clicked a couple thoughts in your head and given you a couple things to think about maybe in the future. And yeah, thanks for listening to my just total soul rant, because I don't know, it's just really profoundly shifted something in my life, and I felt really called to just jump on and share that, because whenever anything changes my life, I want to tell you guys, because I want people to experience the magic that I experience. So hope it's been some help, and thank you for listening, and I will see you on the next one.